Alright, so when it comes to researching about a certain topics, we tend to spend hours on YouTube just trying to find the right video. So in today's video, we are going to flip that upside down. So what we are going to do is, I'm going to spend those hours for you researching and scrolling through YouTube and watching hours of content. I'm going to basically give you the key insights and summary of those videos. So what you get from this is the main points instead of wasting 1, 2, 3, 4 hours selecting the right YouTube channel and spending minutes after minutes watching those. We are going to learn about how to grow a YouTube channel. And the YouTuber from whom I'm going to get all the advice is Ali Abdal. Obviously, most of you guys might know Ali Abdal, and he is one of those people who has influenced me a lot, and he obviously have a lot of videos on how to grow your own YouTube channel. So the first video that I'm going to watch and give you the summary and the key insights is how to start a YouTube channel, a beginner guide for 2025 by this guy, and let's go. Alright, so finally ended up watching the 40-minute long video of Ali Abdal, and it was quite helpful. So I have noted down the summary and let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so to begin with, he starts the video by talking about his three-part framework. So the three-part framework have 3 levels basically. Level 1 is get going, and then level 2 is get good, and then level 3 is get smart. So the first level is where you actually have to post at least 20 videos before even expecting any results. This level is where you get to start with YouTube. So this is just the getting started phase, right? In this level, finding your niche shouldn't be your priority. So for figuring out the topic that you want to talk about, he actually gives a really brilliant idea that figure out what's something that you don't know 2 years ago that you know right now and talk about that thing. It's actually a really smart idea, and probably I should follow that too. So the level 2 stage is get good. So here you basically reflect, and there is 2 standard to reflect. One is internal standard, another one is external standard. So how do you measure your improvement? Well, internal standard is basically where you stop cringing about your own videos. Like if you go to your friend and if he tells you that he watched your YouTube video recently, will you cringe about that or not? Will you feel embarrassed? If not, then that means you're improving. If yes, then you have to improve in such a way that you don't cringe, right? The external way to measure your growth or your improvement is when you start to get some comments. So if you start to get some comments telling that they actually got some value out of your video, then that's a good sign that you have improved. And the third level is get smart, which is a stage where you try to improve every aspect each and every time, and you try to eventually reduce the time that you're putting onto a YouTube video, because right now you are getting smarter and you can do things more effectively and efficiently. The next thing that he talks about in this 40-minute video is that consistency and time management. So obviously consistency is one of the most important things that not only Ali Abdal but everyone talks about. So he gives some advice on time management by laying down the different stages of video production. The first one is concept, and then title, thumbnail and hook, and then you have writing, filming and editing. So the first and the best advice that he completely emphasizes on is to outsource your editing, because obviously editing takes a majority of your time. He talks about how he spends around 10 to 20 hours of his time per week on editing itself, and he tells that just outsource it because it's actually a waste of time. In my case, I am learning editing right now, so I can't really think of that idea, but that's something that you might consider. He also tells that how you have to plan your title and thumbnail even before filming the content or thinking about the content, because that the title and thumbnail are two most important things in terms of your videos, because if the title or the thumbnail is not eye-catching, then obviously no one is going to click in the video in the first place or watch your content. So the tip that he gives for designing a good thumbnail is basically to just take a lot of pictures. About the writing part, he says don't script your video, just use bullet points, because that's the best way you can talk. Unless you feel more casual, natural about talking in front of the camera, you can't really bring out an effective video. And he says that don't script your video word by word, because you are going to mess up at some point and you are going to get disappointed with it. So just use bullet points. Next, he talks about the magic number 3. So Ali claims that 3 is the magic number that you have to use in your video, because people tend to like that number, and if your video has 3 most important things or something related to that, then it's likely to perform well, which is kind of weird, but I think that works out. If you have more than 3 points to say, then he also have a tip for that. Choose the 3 most important points that you have to mention in the video and just say those 3 points. So after that, he just explains the whole video creating process, which is kind of interesting. So first he picks up an idea, topic to talk about. So that's the thing, and then to plan the video title and thumbnail, he goes on to YouTube and searches the topic to get inspirations and ideas, to gather ideas, and then he uses those ideas to get his thumbnail and title. And for title, he says that it's better to always think about alternative different title ideas, so that you can choose the best one and the one that's more compelling or attractive. After that, he talks about his video creation framework, for which the acronym is HIVES, HIVES. So H for hook, I for intro, V for value, and then ES for end sales. So hook is where like this title and thumbnail comes in, so it's very important. Intro is where you actually sell your idea, or you basically get straight to the point and you tell the audience why should they listen to you, why should they spend their time or invest their time in your video. For example, he gives an intro on how he's the best-selling author of Feel Good Productivity. He's a retired doctor turned entrepreneur, and how he's earning millions and millions of dollars, and then he tells about the video, the content that he's going to talk to. In this way, you tend to believe what he says, and you sort of get the interest on listening to his words. Provide the value eventually in the content. ES stands for end sales. So this is a part where you just don't thank your audience and say a goodbye, because they are going to click off the video once they realize that the video is over, and they got everything that they need to know. So instead, what he tells is that just give a link for your next video, or just sell some ideas that they might get value out of, or that they might find interesting, and then talk about that so that they will click onto your next video. This is something that I have to follow, and this is something that I found interesting. Next, he talks about niche. So how do you identify your niche? He tells that what do you want people to think about when they hear your name. If you take Ali Abdallah as an example, productivity is one word that comes to your mind. So productivity is his niche. What do you want to be your word that you want people to recall when they hear your name? That's basically what you have to select. After that, he emphasizes on this fact that concept is something that matters the most, because maybe some of your videos in your YouTube channel might perform well and some don't. You might have followed the same format, but still you see the difference. It's because of the content that you post. Maybe one content is more attractive than the other, and people don't really care about the other content which didn't really get much views, right? It's pretty obvious. He talks about the filming mantra, which is that you just don't have to care about the performance of the video. You have to care about the value or the message that you're going to give to the people, because it compounds over time. And put in the full effort, speak from the heart, and do what you love. Don't be serious, because at the end of the day, it's just a YouTube video. I mean, I'm not saying that, he's saying that. And the last point that he tells is value the people who are ready to invest their time on your videos. So how you have to value them. Those are the points for this whole 40-minute video, and I think I have summarized it within like I don't know, 10 minutes, I guess. Well, let's jump on to the next video. Okay, so the next video that I decided to watch is the top 10 tips of Ali Abdal for aspiring YouTubers. This video was taken 4 years ago from this point, and the reason why I chose this video is because this was the point where he was actually growing, and at this point his videos were going through millions and millions of views. And I thought top 10 points, well, that should be interesting, and this is for aspiring YouTubers, which is me or maybe you also, right? Well, that's around 20 minutes, and let's jump into the points. Well, the first point is don't worry about what other people will say. Well, this is one point that he keeps on repeating, and of course it's pretty obvious because he claims that no one, I mean, it's actually true that no one is going to watch first few of your videos, maybe first 20. So this is because people actually don't care. They have their own work to do, and no one is really going to care. Your friends, your schoolmates, your parents, your relatives, anyone, they're just not going to care. That's what he says, and that kind of makes sense because you're kind of, undiscoverable. No one is even going to know that you exist on YouTube, or even if they know, they are just not going to watch every one of your videos because they have their own work to do. The second point is that gear doesn't matter. So since you're starting up, you don't have to buy expensive gears because that doesn't matter anyways, unless you plan your thumbnail, you plan your content, unless you provide value and people actually want to watch your video. The third point is don't worry about the numbers. So of course the first few videos are not going to bring in any views. He says that only after his 50-second video he reached his first 1,000 subscribers. So it doesn't make any sense for you to care about your views or your subscribers unless you have reached your 50-second video. So the fourth point that he talks about is stack the deck in your favor. So this basically applies to only those people who takes YouTube seriously, or if you're an entrepreneur and if you're building some sort of personal brand or something. If you're considering YouTube as a hobby, then this doesn't really matter. So you can stack the deck in your favor in two ways according to Ali, and one way is time. You can either spend so much time on your YouTube video to bring in the best quality content, the best editing, the best thumbnail, the best title and stuff, so that people will start to value your thing and you will be known for that. The second way in which you can stack the deck in your favor is money, which is by hiring your own team or by buying your own gears. This only matters if you are an entrepreneur, right? If you are considering YouTube very seriously. But his second point was gears doesn't matter in the first place when you're getting started, which makes more sense. And I think in 2025 your average camera is much more enough and to provide enough quality in your videos and to make it look very professional. Next point that he talks about is don't worry about your niche yet, because he started as a tutor for medical applicants, and now his niche is productivity, which is completely different. So he tells that your niche will change over time and you cannot find your niche in the very beginning. The next point is very obvious, which is be patient and be consistent, which I don't think I have to explain to you guys. This is just one mandatory thing that if this doesn't come in place, then obviously you're not gonna make it. Now the last point that he talks about is think about it in terms of systems. So here he just tells about how it's very important to plan everything in systems and plan out your content calendar, be very specific with the timing and stuff, planning basically. That's what he means by building your system, and this might be effective if you want to be consistent in your YouTube journey, right? The last point that he talks about in this 20-minute long video is just do it. I mean, Yeah, it makes sense. Just do it because no one is just going to make the videos for you, and he says just do it. Hope this video gave you enough value and has really saved a lot of time of yours. And don't stop there. If you like this sort of video, then you have to watch the next video of mine, which you can find in this YouTube channel. Well, right now it doesn't exist, but after 2 days of posting this video, it might exist. So you have to check out that video if you have to learn about building a personal brand or something regarding that. So that's all for today's video. Bye.